As an RHCSA candidate, you should already be familiar with performing a basic installation of Red Hat Enterprise Linux. The only method of system installation that the RHCSA exam covers is the Kickstart installation, which we will cover in a later video. However, just as a refresher, we are going to step through a basic installation of Red Hat Enterprise Linux using the installation DVD. After you boot your system using the DVD, just highlight Install or Upgrade an existing system and press Enter. On this screen, you are asked if you wish to check your installation media just to be sure that you do not have a corrupt installation disk. You can press the OK button to continue on and check the installation media, or if you have already verified your media, you can highlight Skip and press Enter for that. We've already verified this disk, so we're going to skip the disk check. When the first screen comes up, just click Next. Choose a language that you wish to use for the installation process, click Next, and choose the type of keyboard that you have. Since this is a very basic system, we're going to stick with basic storage devices, which is generally reserved for those that have a local hard drive. Click Next, and here we get a warning stating that the installer has found a disk that could possibly have data on it. This disk doesn't, as it is a brand new blank disk, so we're going to click on Yes to discard any data so it can continue on and install to this disk. Now we are prompted to enter in a host name for this server. We're going to use rel6 test. Now on the bottom left, there is a button to configure the network. Let's go ahead and click on it. And we will choose our system ETH0 device. Click the Edit button. And we want this device to be connected automatically, so click the check mark box for that. And check the IPv4 settings. And right now it is set to automatic or DHCP. We will leave it at that as we do not wish to assign this system a static IP. Click Apply, then Close, and now we wait for the Network Manager service to start the device for ETH0. Then click the Next button. You are prompted to choose the time zone that you are currently installing your system in, and we are on the East Coast, so we will use the default of America, New York, and click Next. On this screen, we are asked to enter in a root password. Once you type in your password, click the Next button. On this screen, you are asked the different types of installation method that you would like to use. The two main ones that you would work with would be the top two, either use all free space or replace any existing Linux systems. We do not have any existing Linux installations on here, so we will go ahead and choose the option for use all space. Let's go ahead and click on the Review and Modify Partitioning layout. When we click Next, this is going to give us an overview of what our disk will look like during the installation. Click Next. And here we are shown the overview of our installation disk layout. We are getting a root partition of about 7 gigs and a swap partition of about 2 gigs. Below that, we see that we have a separate partition for boot of 500 megs. By default, our system is going to install using LVM, or Logical Volume Management. Do not worry, as we will cover LVM in greater depth in later videos. Go ahead and click the Next button, and we receive a warning that the following disk will be formatted, which is quite fine. It's a brand new disk, and there's nothing to lose on here. So click the Format button. And again, we are reminded that all of our changes are about to be written to disk, destroying any data that is on there. Go ahead and write changes to disk, and the file systems get created. Next, we are asked to install the bootloader to a particular location. We only have one disk, so we do want the bootloader to go to dev SDA, and we can also put in a bootloader password. We're going to leave this empty for right now, as we will show you how to do that in a later video. And here we are shown what our default boot menu will look like after the system boots up, and we'll leave this the same here. Click Next. And this is the screen that we can use to determine what type of installation we are going to set up. Let's go ahead and choose a desktop for now, as we will be modifying our software installations throughout the video series. We go ahead and click the Next button. And now our system will be installed. And now that the installation has completed, we can press the reboot button to restart our system. After the system restarts, we are presented with what is known as the first boot screen. This is where we perform our final configuration steps to complete our RHEL installation. Click the Forward button. Click Forward to agree to the license agreement. And this is where we get asked to set up our software updates. Since we are going to use a local network and we're not going to connect to RHN or the Red Hat network, we're going to click on No, I prefer to register at a later time. Click Forward, and we are presented with a window asking us to verify if we do not wish to connect to RHN at this time. Click on No thanks, I'll connect later. And we get a message stating that our system is not set up for software updates. This is our training environment, so that's okay. Click Forward. And here we create our regular user. Then click the Forward button. And we're going to leave it at system time as we will set up NTP later. Click Forward. And since this is a basic system and we do not have a whole lot of RAM on it, we're going to get a warning stating that we cannot do a KDump configuration. That's fine for training. Click OK. And click Finish. And we are now presented with the login screen. And that's all there is to it for a basic RHEL installation.